Hello, everyone. This is going to be another game review, and it's going to be a little different than my first. I think I've only put up two so far, but it's going to be a little different than that because I have spoken with This is Fort Wayne Fusion versus Indy Genesis. This is both teams, or both games are involved in this review. I only recorded two of the games. I did not get our first two games in. It's just the second game for each team is what I recorded here, but it's also going to be different because I'm going to review a little bit for Fort Wayne. And the reason is for that is I spoke with one of the coaches. We actually went to college together. I went to Huntington University, and so we went to college together. Although to be honest, we didn't know each other in college. And I just was talking to him some after the game, and came up with this idea to eventually do a game review, which obviously is this. And what I will also say before this for the people, especially if Fort Wayne players and coaches and parents are watching this, I will be the first to admit that you may talk to someone else that knows more about soccer and they may say something completely different. So this isn't to say that I am the greatest coach here, so I'm going to do this to just to bless the other team. Absolutely nothing like that. I have played a decent amount of soccer in my life. I do understand some of it, and that's not a brag because, again, I'm saying other people may have different views on what the kids should be doing here. I'm just going to do this as my perspective from what I would coach my team to do in each situation. Now, having said that, I looked through this. I haven't watched the entire game or both games, the whole game of each of them. I haven't watched all of it. I skimmed through it some, and I found little things here and there. And there probably, I'm sure I could easily have done, for example, found 10 or 15 different clips that were different people or showing different things, and that's fine. I'd also be honest, some of these, it was kind of hard to find things because I'm watching, and for both sides, it was pretty good soccer. It wasn't, there wasn't a lot I feel nitpicky when I do this. I guess I should say that. So anyway, I'm going to dive right into this. Again, I'm not trying to pick on anyone here. I have reviews for both of the teams together, and I'll go through both of it. And again, you may disagree, and I fully understand that. That's fine. So let's go ahead. Some of these I do have to play to figure out what they are because I worked on it some yesterday and then just a few minutes today before I went over it. But I don't look through every clip to figure out or to remember from the very beginning. I do know this one, though. What I like to do is play it, and then I will kind of fast forward and slow it down from here. Good job. First of all, as our team, we need to be up pressuring. So the striker needs to be up pressuring one of those two players to make them go long. And then right here, what I would just say for the outside back, which if I remember right, I am on my phone for this, so it is really tiny and I don't have the best eyesight anyway. But this girl, I believe that is playing outside back right there. Really, the whole game, I was struggling to try to get the ball around you. You did an awesome job. Really, really good job. And I say I was struggling. I was struggling to try to coach the kids to get the ball around you because in the first game, again, this second one, the first game where you were playing our team won, I think you just dominated really, really well. So, sorry, my thumb keeps going there or keeps doing that, making it go back and forth a little bit. So I'll pause it here. My only suggestion for Fort Wayne, which this was actually a really good pass, and you can barely see in the right on the right side that the ball may have literally just been 3 feet off, just barely out of bounds. But what I would tell my team is get closer, and then one of these players towards the right of the screen, get all the way out on the sideline and make it an easy pass. I like to look for the easy passes versus the long and the harder passes to get to. So that's the only, I guess, thing to say there is just look for a shorter, easy pass. In this situation, there wasn't somebody there, but I would tell my kids to get out there, look, and be able to receive the easy pass. Next, not that one, here. So I think right there, let me go back. Sorry, let me go back here. This is the goal that our team 2 scored in that game, the only goal. And I think all I was going to say right here is just spread out a little bit. And this honestly goes for both teams. We are, I believe, at an age where we're really starting to learn to spread out. And in this situation, the 3 Fort Wayne players spread out, and then, but also the Genesis players would need to spread out as well. And that was all right there. I don't know. We'll watch through this. Oh, I think there's just going to be one other little thing. So we're going to go right here. This goalie did an absolutely amazing job in both games. Really, I have to hand it to the goalies. Saved a lot of shots, did really well. So my only, again, criticism, if that's what you want to call it, that may be too harsh, but my only thing here, I would say, which I try to teach all of my goalies, we have several that can play, but is to just step out on the ball a little earlier and cut down that pass. You do start to come out. Really good job. He gets it by. But I would say one step earlier, and that's probably not a goal for us. There. And then this. I will slow down again. We will have 2 people in the box. We'll have 2 people right next to each other every kickoff. And you can do that. So having somebody right up there for the kickoff, we want to do so you don't have to go out to the side, because you go out to the side and even back can be tough. You guys kept possession of it here, but it could have easily gone the other way. And if it was, again, a couple feet off, we might have been able to get it, versus having somebody up on the kickoff right next to the player. That way you guys know you keep possession of it. Let's go here. And I'm not sure. Again, I have to watch some of the clips to see what we're doing. So I think, first of all, this is more for my team, what I would prefer, which it worked out here. It was okay, but right here, really here, I would like my outside mid to be right in around the time where it says 4 seconds there, be right there waiting for the ball out wide, versus this ball getting through. It barely slips through those 2 players, so it works out for us. But again, I would prefer our outside mid to be almost even with the 2 Fort Wayne players, but out wide, so the 2 backs could pass it out wide, and we keep possession. Again, we get to it, and I will play it, because I don't remember. We get to it here. He cuts it in. Now, having said that, with the outside mid, now I would prefer, which he kind of is he's out wide, so there's at least an option if the player with the ball in the middle wants to go out wide. Because the player in orange for Fort Wayne is between him and the outside mid, and this player here, that's why I also wanted to play this. This player here, although I want to see, I'll be honest, I thought I would have said offsides, and even in the game, I told my player offsides. That is really, really close, because you see when the ball's kicked right here. And to be honest, again, for Fort Wayne, I was playing this to say, yeah, he was offsides, and we should not have had that goal. It was incredibly close. As he's kicking the ball, they are really close to even. The issue is the Fort Wayne player's momentum is going a little bit forward, and then our player is going a little bit forward. So when the ball's kicked, he might be a foot offsides. So right as the ball's being kicked, they're both really close to that line, just on this side of the line. But again, he may, if there was if we had the offsides technology the professionals have, he may have been called offsides. But in this, with one ref, it's really hard to call that offsides, and even just a sideline ref may have struggled to call that. And here, so same thing for my team. Outside, get wide. We like to push the ball outside, and I'm going to take that back. We like to have that option to go outside and stretch the field wide when we have it. And then if we notice that there's more pressure outside, or the other team is starting to go outside, then I will talk to the kids, or they recognize it more so without me even saying it. But then we start to go up the middle. And then if there's more pressure in the middle, we'll push it outside. So it's kind of a chess game when it comes to strategy for soccer versus, again, if we're getting pressure outside, we'll take it right up the middle. If we're getting pressure in the middle, we'll try to get it outside. But in these situations, I want my outside mid straight in the middle of the screen at the very bottom, though. That way we can make this pass here, and I don't know. I wasn't sure if there was something else that happened. So with the goalie, when I talked about coming out earlier, you came out and you did a great job. Again, the player got by you, but buddy, you did an awesome job in goal. So don't get down about a few goals scored there. You saved a ton of goals. That was a good job coming out. That's exactly what I would tell my goalies to do, is come out and pressure them, make them dribble. In that case, we got it, but still a really good job by the goalie. Okay, we're going to go on. I don't know that there was anything on that. So let me go back here. And while Fort Wayne has it, so I'm going to say this, and again, I'm not trying to criticize this player because we do this literally all game long. This is one of the biggest things I get on the kids for, is just dribbling one or two dribbles too much and to pass before they get there. So, which you guys did a really good job passing. And it's going to be an issue if these kids, if any of the kids made it to professional, that's probably still going to be an issue. Pass the ball earlier. So it's an issue at every single level that I see. I know the high school kids still have issues with it. I still play as an adult. We have issues nonstop with the adults, including me. So it's an issue for everybody. But in this case, I would just say I would probably be telling my kids to pass before we get, or before the defense gets to the ball, which we get it there. So pass just slightly earlier. And then for us right here, for Fort Wayne, good job by the player going to the ball. You're not, what I like is you're not going necessarily between him and the goal. And why I say that, typically, yes, you want to get between him and the goal, but you are cutting off the two passes, the two people in the middle. So for my team, I would rather one of you come out here more for a drop, kind of back 5-10 feet behind the player with the ball, and then have the one inside as well, versus both of you going inside, and now he can't get the ball inside because the Fort Wayne player is cutting him off. And we do that. He gets it to the goalie, and your guys' ball. I don't know if there was something else. This is a longer clip, so I was going to see. Okay. I think there is going to be something here, but the touch by this kid who had amazing dribbling skills to pass it, and I can see what he did right here. He touches it past, and I 100% think he meant to do that, and that was awesome. Touches it by, or maybe that might have even been a Meg. And she's one of our really solid players. So to get a Meg on somebody that's that good was an awesome job. So right here, or even back here just a little bit. Again, I'm going to say we battle this all the time. Just a little earlier on a pass, on an attempt to pass. So as we go up, either that or get a shot. Put a shot on goal as hard as you can right there. But now it's a little late because there's two of them and then even a third right here. And it's easier for us to take it when it's 1-on-3. So a little right here, as you recognize our center back. I think that's our center back coming over. Lay it off if you can a little earlier, or the Fort Wayne player here in the middle, the one a little further back, come out. This is actually me on the sideline. Come out closer to where I am so this player can give you a drop, and then you can cross it without three kids in the way. There. This one, I don't remember. I think this is just going to be to spread out again. So if we have two players running right next to each other, and again, I deal with this non-stop with my team, and I'm constantly yelling to them to spread out, and there's no point in passing the ball 3 feet away. So one of you take the ball, one of you come out wide, and then the player in the middle that they're about to run into kind of go back up a little bit to, again, spread out the field. And then I think we end up getting that, passing it away, and in fact, I think no, I was going to say I think this might have been an issue for us to pass it earlier, but she did. She passed the ball early, and everything worked out there. This is the last clip, and I don't know. I think this is us. So as we go back up here, we get the ball out here, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. We have, looks to be two players wide open in the middle, at least one. And the one up top, I can't tell if somebody's just out of the screen. So get that pass early, but instead what we do, we dribble it straight into them, and then we get stuck. And actually that player is somebody who tends to do a really good job at passing it early, so it happens to everybody. This is one of the players that I believe listens really well and does things without having to be told 100 times, usually passes the ball really well, but gets stuck there because we did the exact same thing. So hopefully that helps you guys. It's a short video. I don't want to make these, I don't even know how long it is because I can't see how long I've been recording, but it's probably longer than I think it is, which I won't know until I stop. But I want to reiterate that if there's some things, like, again, I tell my outside mids to get out wide. When our center back gets it, if whoever it is playing, if they have complete control of it, I want my outside backs to get wide as well, so we can play the ball out wide to keep possession. Plus, if we play the ball out wide, or if the outside backs get out wide and the defense goes to mark them, then we can go up the middle. If the defense stays in the middle, then we go out wide. And again, it's just a constant back and forth of, okay, what are they doing versus what do we need to do to counteract what the other team is doing. And I believe that in one of the games, and I cannot remember which one it was, we were getting a lot of balls over the top. So I believe, and I could be wrong, our team 2 was playing in the first game, and they got a lot of balls over the back of the defense and running through and doing a fairly good job there. But then I had told, when our team 1 played that team, so it would have been each of their second game, but the second game, if you can follow me there, I had told them the same thing. I said, play it over the top. The team 1 or team 2 got a lot of balls over the top. Let's do through balls. And it was not working. The goalie was making a lot of saves, was coming out to get a bunch of the balls over the top. The defense was just playing better over the top. So we changed it and said, okay, now play to feet instead of playing over the top. And it started to work out a little bit better, but again, it's always a back and forth. So anyway, really good job. Always enjoy playing Fort Wayne. I love you guys' club. I love everything you're doing there. Really good kids. Never had an issue. Love talking to the coaches as well. You guys do an awesome job running the tournament. And I know there's even some cousins. We have a kid on our team that is cousins with a kid or multiple kids. I can't remember on your team. So we love that the kids get to play against each other and just have a good time. If you end up seeing this before the state tournament, hopefully you do, and then look forward to seeing you at the state tournament. And just thanks for watching. So pray that you guys do well and everybody stays healthy to be able to play, and we just go out and have a really good, fun tournament. So thank you.